This is a bridge over the Paint Rock River. It's in a fairly secluded area. There's a state highway nearby. This is not it, but over in that direction is a state highway, so we can hear a fair amount of traffic. I don't hear any right now, but I did a little while ago. For people who live back in there on their way home. There are a lot of fish here. I see fish swimming around just under the surface. And I've actually come out here and fished before. It's been a while though. It's probably been, I don't know, at least 3 years. Probably longer. But this is a fairly new bridge. I remember when the old bridge was here. It was a steel frame bridge with the, the overhead girders and everything. Single lane bridge. They eventually decided it was no longer safe, so they closed it, took it out, and replaced it with this one. On the way back in here, I startled a bunch of wild turkeys. It looks like they've come down here and sprayed Roundup, because just here on the road, the grass and everything is dead. But you can see right here, I came in this way, and this is pavement. That's the end of the pavement. And that used to be the road. That was the road that went over the original bridge. I think the bridge was actually right about here. And when they put the new one in, they moved it over a little bit. And straightened the road, because there was a curve there, as I recall. But what we're here for today is I've been riding my new bike, and I'd like to give a shout out to Larry Alexander. Larry reminded me of these bikes, and the Chinese Dual Sport 250s. In this case, it happens to be the Hawk 250. That's probably the most popular one right now. And I had kind of forgotten about these. I remember looking at them back about 2007 or so. And that was, I believe that's the year I started my blog. And there was another guy who had a blog who lived in Little Rock, Arkansas. And he had bought one. It was a different name then. And even, right now, there are these bikes, this basic bike is being sold under about a half dozen different names. But it's pretty much the same bike. Definitely the same engine. And in a lot of cases, the same frame too. But I thought, back in around 07, they were selling for around $1,000, maybe $1,200. And I thought about buying one then and never did. And then I thought that they had gone away as far as, cheap ones. And there were some American companies, and are some American companies, who bring these things in, uncrate them, and get them ready to go, get them ready to ride and everything, check out all the little things, and then put put their name on it and add about 100% markup. So basically $2,000 and up plus shipping, and shipping of probably $400 or $500. So, and I've seen some of them, you know, that are pretty similar to this and that are probably $3,500. And I thought that was just, you know, that was the only way to get one of these anymore. I didn't realize you could still get them cheap. But when Larry Alexander made a comment on one of my previous videos, I went and looked and found that indeed they are available. And in fact, these, you can get this bike on Amazon, and I did not. But, and I'm going to put a link down in the video description to this bike on Amazon if you want one, and also some other items. I bought this helmet too. Since I was buying a new bike, I figured I'd buy a new helmet, and I really like this helmet so far. It's about $50, and it's great for a $50 helmet. But anyway, I'm going to tell you why. Now, you know, in all honesty, if you use my link to buy one of these on Amazon, it helps me out. I make a little bit of money on that. And so I got to be honest about that. But I'm going to tell you why I actually do think it's a good idea to buy on Amazon. And I thought about doing so. But I watched some other videos and by another guy who has a couple of these, and Moto Cheese, shout out to him because he does a great job of covering these bikes. But anyway, he recommends one particular seller, and I went through that seller, and if you use you can use his channel name as a video code, and you get $25 off. Okay, $25 is not much, but I figured, hey, you know, might as well go for the 25 bucks off, and he recommends them and everything. So anyway, bottom line is no. If I had it to do over, I would buy it through Amazon, and it might end up coming from the same people, but it doesn't matter. The thing is, if you buy through Amazon, Amazon is not going to put up with any shenanigans. You know, if you say that it's in stock, they're going to hold you. You know, if you're a seller and you say this bike is in stock and somebody buys it based on that, Amazon is going to hold your feet to the fire. And if you then find out that it's going to be a month before you get it, and you tell Amazon, Amazon will just refund your money. Period. You don't even have to go through the actual supplier, who can rip you off. And Amazon has financing options. You know, they can help you out that way. But the main thing for me is that Amazon's got your back. If you're not happy, they're going to take care of you better than some of these distributors will. And that's actually the experience I have with this particular seller, because I did not order this bike. I ordered the Taotao TBR7, and fact is, I wanted the Hawk, but it actually said that the Hawk was not in stock, and it gave no indication that the bike I ordered wasn't in stock, so I ordered it based on that. And so then I get an email on my phone from them saying that we've got your order, but the bike is not in stock, and it's going to be we're going to get it probably next week. And so I called and talked to them, and they said, yeah, it's going to be in next week probably, and we'll ship it right out to you. Well, I wasn't really happy about that, but I figured, well, you know, what's a week? No big deal. I can wait a week before they ship it, you know, knowing that it'll take a few days for it to get here once they do. But while I was waiting, I decided to look and, you know, just lurk around their site and see what's happening, read, you know, what's going on, and see if maybe the Hawk might be coming in at the same time. And if it is, maybe I can finagle my way into that instead of the TBR, because I really wanted the Hawk. The TBR, you know, TBR is the same bike, but it's got a 17-inch rear wheel and 19-inch front wheel. And that's fine. It makes the seat a little bit lower, and it's better for road use. This has an 18-inch rear and 21-inch front, which is more dirt bike friendly. So it's still street legal, except California. But there's a better selection of dirt tires, aggressive, you know, like, I mean, it comes with some pretty aggressive knobbies on it, and quite aggressive, in fact. So, and there are lots of tires available in that combination, so I really kind of wanted that one anyway. So I'm lurking around, and then I called him because they said something about I saw somewhere that they're going to be in, the Hawk is going to be in a few days. And so I called them, talked to them, and said, what's the deal? Is the Hawk going to be in? And they said, yeah, we're expecting the Hawk in 2 days. And I said, well, what about the TBR7 I ordered? When's it coming in? Is it coming in on the same shipment? And they said, no, that one's going to be about a month now. And I was like, whoa, no, I don't want to wait a month. You know, I ordered this thing based on it being in stock, and then it turns out it's not in stock, but I'm going to have to wait a week. Then all of a sudden I'm going to have to wait a month. No, that's unacceptable. So the guy said, yeah, we're getting some Hawks in about 2 days, but we're only getting black, no other color. And I said, well, I tell you what, is there any way you can switch me over to the Hawk? And he said, yeah, I can do that. We're getting black only, but I can do that if you're okay with that. And I said, yeah, I'm okay with that. Go ahead and switch me over. Tell you a secret. That would have been my first color choice anyway. And I'll tell you one more thing now. It's not that difficult to uncrate and finish putting it together. It's about probably, I've heard 90%. I think it's probably closer to 80% finished out of the crate. And so you got to put the front wheel on, fender, gauge cluster is hanging there, you know, connected and everything. So you just got to stick it down through there and put 3 nuts in. Got to put the headlight on. The bar, likewise, is hanging there. This side controls are on it. This side controls are hanging there, not on it. And the bar is stuffed down alongside the forks. So you just pull it up, bolt it on, slap the controls on this side, loosen and adjust the controls on this side to your liking, and, you know, do little things like that. But other than that, it's pretty much together. So, you know, I don't intend to pay somebody $150 to do that, because they will sell you one that's all put together for $150 more. And as it turns out, they had a TBR7 in stock fully assembled. They had a blue one. Blue was my least favorite color among the options. But I said, I'll tell you what, if you'll send me the blue one, you know, the blue assembled one for the same price that I paid, I'll accept that. No, they wouldn't do that. I've got to pay $150. So, no, I wasn't going to pay any more money. But I did, like I said, got them to agree to send me the Hawk instead of the TBR7 for the same price. And they're real close in price anyway. But anyway, so it came in the next day, and because I kept checking back with them, and it came in actually quicker than the guy said it would, because he told me it was sitting in customs waiting. So they got them the next day. It went on the truck after business hours the following day, and it was on its way to me. And so here it is. I received it, you know, it was over the weekend then. It was like Thursday when it went out. And I got it Monday morning. I went to the UPS terminal, UPS freight terminal, and picked it up. And so there it is. And I've been riding it. In fact, today I've got 136.6 and 83.2 of that is just today. I just rode a big loop. And but about that, I mean, I like it. It runs well. It is, I think, running a little lean, as all the videos and reviews and everything say it does. And I do intend to, well, I'll tune this carb first. I might eventually end up putting a VM26 or something like that on it, which is the same carb that I put on my TW200. And it works well on it, so it ought to work well on this too. So anyway, you know, there are a few little things, nothing major, just a couple of little things here and there that are less than perfect. But hey, for under $1,500 shipped, I can't complain. I will point out, you know, since we were looking at this, and you know, I'm trying to get it broken in, and keeping the speed down until it's broken in. But I wanted to mention the speedometer on this thing. And Moto Cheese talks about that the odometer is, I think he said he's not sure if it's miles or if it's kilometers. I'm calling it kilo arshins or something like that, because it's obviously intended to be kilometers, but as Moto Cheese says, it's not very accurate even at that. So I checked it, and I checked it with my phone, with the GPS in my phone, and the speed readout is actually correct, because what they did is they put a different face in it to reflect miles per hour. And it's actually pretty accurate. It's very accurate. In fact, it's more accurate than a lot of Japanese bikes are as far as the speed readout. But that doesn't do anything about the odometer. The odometer is obviously supposed to be kilometers, but if it were kilometers, 100 kilometers would be 62 miles. Instead, 100 kilometers on this is 57.5 miles. So it's not even accurate in kilometers. That's why I'm calling it kilo arshini. But I intend to, before too long, put a Trailtech trip computer on it, replacing this, because that's what I've got on the TW200, and man, it works flawlessly. So that'll do everything I need it to do. And for right now, at least, Now, Moto Cheese and a lot of other people are changing the sprockets, and I think it's got 15 front, 50 rear, and that compares pretty favorably with the TW200, which has, I think, 14 front and 50 rear. So it's actually lower geared. And I can do 64 miles per hour on the TW, and it can handle the RPM too. So, like on, a lot of TW200 owners are going to 47 tooth rear sprockets and so on. And some of them are even going to 17 tooth front counter sprockets. And that's what Moto Cheese and a lot of other people are doing with these. It's going to 17 front, 47 rear. And but then you watch Moto Cheese, and it's amazing. He's a good rider, and he takes it through some pretty rough terrain, but it seems like it stalls a lot too in that rough terrain. And I like to have lower gearing. And I ride quite a bit off-road, and I like to have as many rocks as there are around here. Especially I like to have lower gearing so that it's friendly to rock crawling. And so I want to put a tachometer on it to check and see what the RPM is with the stock 15 and 50. And if it's no more than about, say, 7,500 RPM at 60 miles per hour, I'm going to leave it that way, because I think some of the people who are switching to 17 front and 47 rear are still only getting about 65 to 70 miles per hour. So it just doesn't have enough power to push it, and then you lose your first gear ratio for off-road. So, I'd rather wind it out a little further on top end, keep my speed at 60 or below, and retain the off-road ability of the lower gears. So that's probably what I'll do. Same thing as my TW. I've kept the factory gear ratio on it too. So anyway, that's enough of that for now. It's starting to run kind of long, but look for more of this as I upgrade it. I'll put more miles on it, and just in general have a lot of fun. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention one thing. I went yesterday and got insurance and tag on it, and that was as painless as that ever is. It was no problem. I was able to register it without issue. And one more little thing, it comes with the plastic wind wings that just about all dirt bikes have now. And I guess on a water-cooled dirt bike, I can see that if it's needed to funnel air into the radiator. But there's no point in having that on an air-cooled bike. That's just for looks on an air-cooled bike, and I don't like the looks of it, so I took them off. And it's got bracketry on the tank, but I think that'll be pretty good. That'll give me a hard mounting point for a tank bag that's better than magnets, or in addition to magnets. And I don't think it looks too bad. I'm not overly concerned about looks anyway, as you guys know. So that's it for now. If you want one of these, I'd appreciate it if you buy it through my Amazon link, or if you already have one or some other bike, still use the links to buy whatever accessories you need. And keep watching for more.